as the sun starts to set on the horizon. If we look above, we can always see remnants of the trails right above the sun. It's always a giveaway. Once again, there's another one there. And another one. Right there. Unpacking those particles on that position of the sun. You'll see it start to get hazier and hazier as time goes on. Getting closer to setting now. Still getting a bunch of these guys spraying above it though. Haze is getting stronger. Same pattern. Why people can't see this pattern, I have no idea. But let's keep paying attention. See how many more of these sprayers keep coming and unpacking their particles into the lower stratosphere. Right up there. Yep, more sprayers unpacking more particles into the lower stratosphere. And it's just going to keep coming, keep coming. I'll zoom out. Are we seeing that wall yet? Are we seeing that wall of haze that's being built? Or is that just me? Now we start to see where the haze is forming. After they've been injecting more and more particles over the past like half an hour, 45 minutes. So let's see what we've got. Oh, we found another parasite spraying more particles in this area. I wonder why that is. And then we move across the sun, right up high. What do we see? Yet another parasite injecting more particles into the lower stratosphere. Oh, and look at that haze. Look at that haze. Guess where it is? It's only where the sun is setting. Guess what's elsewhere? Oh look, blue sky, blue sky, blue sky. The reason the haze is there is because these keep putting it there. Should we go and find more? Because there will be more. Because their work's not over yet. We just gotta look deep. Once again, another parasite turns up right near the sun as it's setting on the horizon. Should we find another parasite? Yeah, more parasites keep turning up on the horizon. These particles are reflective. So this is why you start to see this glow start to go orange and red. Because it's reflecting off the particles that they've sprayed. And what do we have above? Sprayers heading towards the sun, unpacking yet more particles into the lower stratosphere. There's a pattern that I keep showing in my videos. So many people can't see it. We have a crisscross happening above. Right above that sun. then just when you think it's over, you realise there's even more on the way. Here comes another one. Oh, this one's only just done that, and there's another one underneath. More spray, and more spray, and more spray. People can't seem to see that the closer the sun gets to the horizon, the more these keep coming out of the woodwork. Sun sprayers. Now look at that haze from when we started. If you can't see that building up, then you can't see. Haze. Sun reflecting particles. Yet more sprayers. Oh, and guess what? Those two that were there, guess what's coming underneath? Yet another one. And guess where it's heading? Right above that sun. As it hits the horizon. Same as this one up here. Yet another parasitic sprayer unpacking particles in the sun's position. Coming from every angle. More parasitic sprayers. More parasitic sprayers. How much more do you need to see? More parasitic sprayers. They just keep hitting up this area until they cancel out that sun. There's clearly a reason that they're doing this. People like to argue, but come with no substance. People like to argue that aren't out here gathering their own information. They like to argue because they've been given information, spoon-fed information, and just accepted it. I like to gather my own information. So I can make informed choices. Once again, more parasitic sun sprayers hitting the horizon as the sun sets. Now look at this haze. A lot more noticeable while that sun's getting lower. But let's keep watching because there's more parasitic sprayers above. More pollutants. More spray. More haze. Now the sun is set, and we're just left with the mess of reflective particles, like we are every evening and every morning. Elsewhere, sky is blue other than the trails, and we can see the particles. One of the simple giveaways that a lot of people are struggling with is when the sun goes down below the horizon and we're left with all this particular matter This is why the trails glow, because the trails are hyper-reflective particles. This is why they're glowing. The sun is reflecting off these shiny particles. The lower the sun gets, the more pink these trails are going to glow. That is all sprayed trails. We saw them sprayed a minute ago. All three of them, we watched them do it. And now we're watching the particles reflecting the sun that's dipped below the horizon as those trails spread out. And that's why all of this over here has a glow. You see that? That is all sprayed particles. And that's why they're glowing. And that's why this guy's glowing over there as he does it. Because it's reflective particles. And the sun is reflecting off those particles as it's dipped lower. It's common sense. Sprayed particles, reflective, glowing. Just like that one, glowing. Reflective sprayed particles. The reason why they're all sprayed in this area and not elsewhere. A few moments again. Let us again acknowledge how reflective those particles actually are. Look at that, spreading out. That's why these are glowing. That's not clouds. That's some sprayed particles that have spread out long ago. Same as these three here, which still exist and have spread out even more. And yes, they're glowing. More sprayers, more sprayers. The sun's gone down and they're still spraying it hard on the horizon. And what's funny is these sprayers will stop spraying soon. Once that sun's fully gone down, they'll stop spraying. And do you know why that is? It's because they follow the path of the sun. So it looks to us like they've stopped spraying, but they haven't stopped. They've just followed it. So where the sun's gone down, it's gone elsewhere. They're still following it. It's just we can't see them anymore. More reflective particles. More reflective particles. And more reflective particles being unpacked into the lower stratosphere. There's a reason those particles glow. And that's because the sun is reflecting off them because they're hyper-reflective. Look at the way they spread out. People seem to think because the trail disappears that they're contrails. What they're not realizing is this turns into a fine mist that collects around this area and creates this whole haze that you can see that helps to dim and block out the sun. They're even spraying the moon for this. all energy sources. They are cancelling out. This is what people are failing to see. Yeah, another parasite sprayer in this area. Why aren't any of these spraying elsewhere? Why aren't they spraying on that side of the sky? Why is it pink over here? Because they're spraying over here. More sky spraying parasites.